Hello, YouTubers. It's Mr. Zero of Mr. Zero's Terror Ride, having a popsicle and watching videos as usual. Well, I'm responding to that video of Sarah Palin on Fox News, messing up her history about Paul Revere. Let's face it, not all of us know everything about Paul Revere and that famous ride. Most people think he did and he was yelling out the British are coming. It's not what he was doing, but he was riding to warn others that the British were coming and how they were coming. And he didn't make the ride alone. But this is all. You can study this. However, if you're going to go publicly to Paul Revere's house, you should at least know the facts beforehand. You got an excellent time to to quiz yourself on it, to study up on what you're doing. We call this in the real world, no matter where you are, we call this doing your homework. Say, I'm an actor. I need to learn my lines. I need to learn about character development and everything that involves the script that I'm working with. That's called doing your homework. If you don't do your homework, then you show up looking the fool, as Sarah Palin does, because it's clear that she doesn't do her homework. As a talking head on the television, as a news personality, whatever she's doing now, as a political figure, she should be doing her homework, and it's clear that she's not. She just gets asked a question that her eyes glaze over. She looks like she gets hit by a brick, and she just kind of sits there for a second and mumbles something about freedom. I'm not just talking about this video here. This is the most recent one I've seen. I'm going to have to sit there and complain about her interview with Glenn Beck. She goes on Glenn Beck, where she's not in the lion's den. She's not in danger. She's with a buddy, essentially. Someone who aligns himself politically with her, who's not trying to make her look like an idiot. He's there to get his nose right in there, give it a couple of quick picks, nuzzle a little bit, and say, okay, there's Sarah Palin. He asks her the simplest of questions. Who's your favorite founding father? She doesn't know. She should be, when you're running for public office, make sure you know what you're doing. What are you running for? Oh, Vice President of the United States. Oh, really? Who was the first president? Now, I'm sure she probably figured out it was George Washington because that's the answer she wanted. My favorite, and I mean, she's just borrowing that from Glenn Beck. He says, my favorite was George Washington. Well, who was your favorite founding father? And she just kind of glazes over, looks around for like the most uncomfortable minute in the world. Like, I'm sitting there, I don't even like her, and I'm feeling uncomfortable watching her not pull anything out of her butt. And then suddenly, I like George Washington too. She should have pulled that out of her butt a lot sooner. Excuse me, I'm eating a popsicle because I'm having allergies. And popsicles tend to help. Just a tip. Helps with the itchy throat, watery eyes, and itchy eyes. But she doesn't do her homework. She can't name a founding father. She wouldn't even have to like read a book to get a founding father, right? She could have turned on various movies from our history. She could have picked a fun one like 1776. Musical, comical, political. 1776. William Daniels. Can't remember who plays Ben Franklin. But okay, so talks about the whole signing of the Declaration of Independence. Just deals with Congress, which has the best like line. John Adams comes down to Congress pissed off. He's like, gentlemen, I've come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that two become a law firm, and three or more become a Congress. And then goes into the sit down, John, sit down, John. For God's sakes, John, sit down. Will someone open up a window? No, 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 no. Too many flies. That's enough of my musical rendition of 1776. But if she had watched that movie, she would know the names of several founding fathers. And she would have been able, at least from that movie, pick a name and give a reason why. Such as from that movie is the reason why I have a favorite founding father, John Adams. Okay, he's the star of the movie pretty much. He's obnoxious and disliked. Something I like in people. If they're obnoxious, it tends to, well, I guess not if they're obnoxious. I find Sarah Palin obnoxious and I don't like her, but you know what I'm saying. I'm saying is that anyone who supports Sarah Palin for anything, and I had favored or not liked a video earlier which showed some of her supporters. And so you can easily see why they're her supporters because they do about as much homework as she does. Has no idea what she's even about. They're like what they're being asked what their favorite policies from that Sarah Palin backs, and they're like, oh, I don't even know. I'll have to admit I'm not aware of any of Sarah Palin's foreign policies or anything like that. They're not doing their homework. That's fine. They don't have to. But these are voters, and they support a woman who doesn't do her own homework. That's probably why they like her. She don't do her homework. I don't do my homework. It's fine. I guess I didn't do my homework in high school either, but I at least knew who the founding fathers were.